AI won't replace you. But it might replace your boss first. That sounds backwards, right? Most people think AI will replace the people doing the work: programmers, designers, writers, analysts, and everyone sitting in front of a laptop. But if you look closely at what is actually happening inside companies, the first major target may not be the worker. It may be the layer above the worker. The common story is simple. AI writes code, so programmers are in trouble. AI makes images, so designers are in trouble. AI writes text, so writers are in trouble. That story feels obvious, but it misses something important. For many people who actually produce work, AI is not just a replacement. It is leverage. A programmer can build faster. A designer can test more directions. A writer can move from rough idea to usable draft in minutes. An analyst can summarize research, clean data, and explore patterns at a speed that used to be impossible. So the person closest to the actual work may become more powerful, not less. The group under pressure is different. It is the people whose main job is to collect updates, run meetings, translate goals into tasks, track progress, and make routine decisions. In plain English, a lot of management. Not every manager. Great leaders still matter. Human judgment still matters. Taste, trust, conflict resolution, and long-term strategy still matter. But a large part of modern management is information processing. And information processing is exactly where AI is improving fastest. Strip away the job title and management often comes down to three things. Gather information. Make decisions. Assign tasks. For decades, companies needed human layers because information was scattered. Sales had one view. Finance had another. Product had another. Operations had another. Someone had to sit in the middle, turn all of that into a plan, and push the plan through the organization. But now imagine all those data streams feeding into an AI system in real time. The system reads customer feedback, revenue numbers, product usage, market signals, support tickets, hiring plans, and project status. It identifies what changed. It ranks what matters. It recommends decisions. Then it assigns tasks to people and AI agents automatically. That is not science fiction anymore. Pieces of this already exist. Think about what slows companies down today. Meetings to understand the problem. Meetings to align on priorities. Meetings to decide who owns what. Meetings to check whether the last meeting worked. Management is often the operating system that keeps a human organization synchronized. But if AI can keep the information synchronized directly, the company needs fewer layers in the middle. What used to take 1 week of status updates can happen in minutes. What used to require 3 managers can become one decision system plus a few people with high judgment. This does not mean every company becomes better automatically. Bad data can still create bad decisions. Bad incentives can still create bad outcomes. But the structure changes. The value shifts away from supervising tasks and toward designing the system that decides which tasks should exist. So what does a future company look like? Maybe it is not a pyramid with executives at the top, managers in the middle, and workers at the bottom. Maybe it looks more like one core founder, a small number of high-leverage humans, and a network of AI agents handling research, operations, support, reporting, testing, and execution. In that world, the company is not just an organization. It starts to look like a self-operating system. You do not wait for a boss to tell you what to do. You interact with the decision system. You ask it what changed, what matters, what trade-offs exist, and what action has the highest expected value. The boss does not disappear completely. But the boss becomes less like a person passing down instructions and more like a system that coordinates intelligence. That is why the real question is not only, will AI replace you? The better question is, are you using AI, or are you being managed by it? Because in the age of AI, the biggest risk is not just losing your job to a machine. The bigger risk is continuing to work in the old way while the structure around you changes. If your value is waiting for instructions, reporting progress, and moving tasks from one meeting to the next. AI is coming directly for that workflow. But if your value is judgment, taste, problem framing, trust, and the ability to direct AI systems clearly, your role gets stronger. AI may not replace you first, but it might replace the old version of your boss. And after that, it may replace the old version of how companies work.